Hi again, this is Kelly Smith. I want to welcome you here from Seven Peaks Water Park here in Provo, Utah. It's an amazing place, a nice, beautiful water park. Lots of people, it's a lot of fun, it's a beautiful day, very well planned, a really nice place. I know you probably like going to these water parks and things, you want to do that type of thing. I mean, they're fun, they're a lot of fun. I've been to them at Disney World, I've been to them at other places, and they're just a lot of fun. Now, you wouldn't want to spend your whole life there, mind you, but they're fun. It's a good place to relax, take a little time off, have some fun with the kids and the family. And the goal is we want to do more of the things we want to do. Now again, like I mentioned, you wouldn't want to do this all the time. You wouldn't want to spend every single day of your life doing this kind of thing. It'd get boring. I have a good friend of mine. He retired, made a lot of money. And it only took him about 6 months, no, I don't think it was like 3 months. He was bored to death. Now, you know, many people say, oh, please, if I could only try it, if I only had enough money to do that, I'd love to be bored to death and be able to do something like that. So here's the thing. Why am I here? Why am I talking about this for? There's a lot of people that, you know, they want to make some extra money. We want to do something else besides what we're doing. We want to add to our income. We want to be able to, you know, afford the things we want to do. We want to be able to travel. We want to be able to maybe buy nice things, have a bigger home, have another car, help our kids, our grandkids, something. We want to do something more with our life than just, you know, 9 to 5 type stuff, right? Now, some people, there's a certain mentality that's all they want to do, stamp in a clock, go to punch out their job, stamp out at the end of the day, get their little paycheck, go home, watch TV, and that's it. And that's all they want to do. You know, I guess if that's what they want, that's what they're going to get. But they can't sit back and complain about things. If that's what they want, then that's what they want. They better do it. But they can't complain about it. They can't complain about the results. Now, you're watching this, and I think you're going to be a different person than that. Let me switch hands. I think you're somebody different. I think you're somebody that wants to make a change in your life. You want to have more of the things you want to have. Now, as you know, our current work situation is completely changed over the last several years. No longer do you put in 40 hours a week for 40 years and get a nice pension at the end of that. It just doesn't happen, right? How many of you have lost your jobs completely out of the blue? You went to work for a great big company and you wanted to build a retirement. Well, I have a friend of mine who was planning on working for one of those great big companies. He found out what they did to these people in the last 2 years before they retired. It was the worst 2 years you could possibly imagine. I mean, it was terrible what they did to that man. And the whole goal is to get them to quit because they don't want to pay the retirement. I wish this was a singular event. It isn't. It goes on all the time. And so these people work all their lives, and in the last 2 years, they make it a hell, and they end up quitting, and they lose their retirement. And this happens all the time. And that's the way a lot of these big corporations are happening right now. That's what it's doing. Now, there's also the other side of the world. There's people that want to, you know, they're demanding higher wages. They're demanding $15 an hour for flipping a burger. I'm sorry. Nobody is worth $15 an hour for flipping a burger. There's not enough talent skill to pay them $15 an hour. It just doesn't fit. That's not the marketplace. And so what are a lot of the corporations doing? They're replacing them with what? Robots. Robots are going to replace more jobs in the United States than most people can possibly realize or imagine. Where does that leave you? Where does that leave me? You know, we want some kind of security. That's what people want with that job. They want to go work for a big company. They want that retirement. They want some kind of security. I'm sorry, security is out the window. It doesn't exist anymore. We can't depend on that anymore. Giant corporations disappear. I've seen over the last year, because of some of the tactics that Google has used, I've seen corporations that, I mean, they're pretty good size, $10 million a year companies, vanish overnight because of a change that Google made in its algorithm. Overnight, gone, because all of a sudden, all their money they were making was online because people found them, they were making a great deal of money, and then overnight Google said, no, we don't like that, change it, drop to page 10 or something, and that company's gone. So there is no security anymore. So what we have to do, you and I, we got to find a way that we can have a stable, repetitive income that's going to build us up, that's going to be able to give us some security, get some stability, so we can go to places like this when we want to. We can do more things that we want to do. We don't have to sit there and stamp out this thing all day long. We don't have to be beholden to these big corporations or government or anything like that. We want to be self-reliant. We want to be independent. I mean, at least I do. I would think you would too, right? Okay, so my whole goal here is to show you a way that you can do that. And so my mindset here, the reason I made this little video here is I want you to think about what would you do if you had the money that you had needed to live the rest of your life, the way you needed it. Now, I'm not talking about just living day to day. I'm not talking about just making something, just going home and paying the bills and things like that. I want you to talk about living. What would you do if you had enough money to live? Really live. And what does living mean to you? What does it mean? And so I want you to think about that. And I want to show you a way that you can do that. I mean, this is fun. Now, if once you get to know me, I'm not one of these people. I get really offended with people who promise them the world, get rich quick guru guys. There's a certain look about them, and I don't like it. And I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not one of these, people that's just going to promise you everything in the world, and you're going to get rich, and you're going to have a yacht, and you're going to be. I'm not going to do that. I do promise you that you can make the money you want to do. And if you follow the steps in the program that we have outlined here, you can make it. And you can do what you want. But it does take a little bit of work. And I do a lot of internet stuff. I have a master's degree in internet marketing, and I've researched this a lot like crazy. And I went to this one site, and they offered me all kinds of free traffic. And I said, what the heck, let's see what happens. And they said, that's an interesting site, but this isn't going to work. The people that will sign up through our program are people that don't want to work. They want to make a whole bunch of money. They want to spend a little money. They don't want to work. Well, I guess there's a mentality out there. So there's the one side of the world where all they want to do is just stamp out their little thing all day. And then there's the other side of the world that don't want to do anything. Okay, so where do you fit in that spectrum? Are you the type of person that's willing to do some work, follow a plan, have a dream, and willing to put forth that effort? Are you that kind of person? If you are, then let's work together. I can help you with that, okay? And we can have you do more things like this. But it does take some work. I'm not promising you everything in the world for doing nothing. That would be silly. I've quoted a few scriptures in some of these videos before. One of the things that God told Adam was when he partook of the fruit, he said, by the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat the bread all the days of thy life. What he was saying is, work is good for us. It's okay. We're supposed to work. But I don't know about you, I don't mind working. I love working, as long as I'm doing something I want to do, okay? So with me, I'm doing something I love to do. And I want to get to the point where I can fund the foundations and programs and things that I want to fund. I want to be able to offer and do things for other people that I want to do. I want to be able to take the trips I want. I want to have my grandkids, my kids take the trips I want, be able to help them afford the things they need. But I'm going to help them learn how to do it in the right way, in a strategic way, in a very proper way, if you will, okay? All right. I hope this has been helpful to you. This is Kelly Smith. I look forward to talking to you. Just click on the button below. Let's talk again. And I look forward to meeting with you again. All right. Thanks. Have a great day. Signing off. This is Kelly Smith.